The Holy Ghost woke you up even before you even came to church.
Oh yeah, man, that was a miraculous thing. I was sleeping 3 nights in a row.
Yeah.
First night, something just shoved me, and I woke up and I looked at my wife. She was sound asleep. I thought I heard a window rattle or something. I got up and checked it. I said, "What was all that, man?" I'm wide awake. 3 o'clock in the morning. I lit up a cigarette, grabbed a can of beer, sat there and just drank a little while. I was freaked out. Went back to bed. Next night, something shakes me again. I wake up. Whoa. My wife's sound asleep. I check the house all around. I said, "Man, I'm getting the DTs. I'm losing it, man. I'm gone." Third night, wakes me up. I'm going, "Oh my God." I hear this voice. "You're running out of time. It's time to turn your life around and get right."
Wow.
It scared the fire out of me, Doc.
Yeah.
I ran in and said, "Call Sister Arnold tonight and ask her." I woke her up. I said, Patty, and she goes, "Huh, what?" I said, "If God would have called me to be a missionary to China, would you go?"
Oh my goodness.
And
Wow.
she looked at me and she said, "Missionary, China, Jeffrey, you're drunk again. You stop drinking." I said, "Honey, I'm as sober as a judge on Sunday." I said, "I think God's dealing with me."
Wow.
And Patty looked at me. She said, "Who's dealing with you?" I said, "God's dealing with me. Let's go to church."
Wow.
So that's what was her. She said later it was our last straw. Maybe we could save our marriage by going to church.
Yeah.
So we went to that big Baptist church,
Right,
and then
okay.
we got thrown out of there.
Yeah.
And then we ended up. Now, what the thing I need to tell you, why I'm so adamant about miracles, signs, and wonders in the supernatural.
Yeah.
When I went to that little Pentecostal church, we'd go every time at 11 o'clock. Well, standard Christians, you had Sunday school at 10, you had church at 11.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they had a combination service. So every time I went in at 11, they were just finishing singing, and Sister Swiffer started preaching. And I said, "Man, this is a great church, man. They don't take up no offerings.
Yeah.
You're only here 30 minutes. You're in and out of here. Man, this is great."
Yeah.
Well, about the third time, I'm sitting in that service, and all of a sudden, I feel this wind just blow on my face. Now, I worked for Florida Power and Light, and I used to have to go in substations. And substations, you had to have a hard hat. And when you got close to those transformers and regulators, there was an energy force, made the hair on your arm stand up or on your head. All of a sudden, I'm sitting there, and the hair on my arms stand up and on my legs. And I'm going, whoa. And it was like a giant milkshake. Just came down my head, all the way down inside me. And I'm freaking out, man.
Yeah.
I am freaking out. And I look at Patty and I go, "You can ask her." I said, "Patty," I go, "what is this?" She says, "What is what?" I said, "Don't you feel this?"
Yeah.
She says, "You're feeling the Holy Ghost." I said, "What is the Holy Ghost?" She said, "It's the Spirit of Jesus that comes to live in you when you're born again." I said, "I don't know what you're talking about. Here's the miracle. I don't know what you're talking about. But this is where we're staying." She said, "Why?" I said, "This is the same stuff that woke me up those 3 nights in a row."
Wow. Wow. The grace of God.
And so I've just always had a propensity towards the supernatural and the spiritual.
That's amazing.
And that's why when I came in Pentecost, you didn't have to convince me nothing about that.
Yeah.
I'd already had an experience as a drunk.
Yeah.
I've already had an experience, man, being lost when God walked in and went,
Wow.
and so I think God just did that for me because I had a mind debatable, argumentative.
Yeah.
But God did that and said, "Now you don't have to have no arguments. Now you know it's real." And I did.
Yeah.
And then when I started seeking the Holy Ghost and the presence of the Lord would come on me, shake, I'd feel the same thing. I said, "That's you. I know you're here. That's you."
That's wonderful.
Very